Z88.3, Riley Clemmons for the good at 8:11 with Ellis and Tyler. And this week, Tyler and I are hanging out at a radio conference that's going on here in Central Florida, getting to see all kinds of old radio friends we haven't seen in a long time, and also getting to see a lot of Z88.3 artists who are here in town. It's been nice just having so many of them come by and just visit with us. And we have with us this morning our friend Riley Clemmons. Hey, Riley, good morning.
Hi, good morning.
It is so good to see you again.
It's good to see you again. This is the breath of fresh air I needed this morning.
I actually was going to say that exact thing about when Riley walks into a room. It is a breath of fresh air, and we have our whole team here, our engineers and producer Sierra, and our girls work in the video, and that's when Riley walks in, and we all are smiling because we love being around you. We love your ministry. Thank you so much for taking the time to be with the Z.
Man, I'm just so excited to be here. This was such a highlight. Same conference last year.
Yes.
I got to hang out with y'all, and it was such a highlight. You guys are lovely, and to all the listeners out there, you're listening to a great station.
Aww. Well, with May being mental health awareness, I wanted to talk with you about how important it is to be focusing on that. As I think about you a lot, you have such a huge presence on social. My girls who are teenagers, they adore you and love your music. How much do you think social media right now is playing into mental health, and what can we do about it?
Oh boy, how much time do you have, Tyler? It's something that I'm constantly learning about. I think I was in the generation. I remember when most of the social media apps started coming out when I was beginning to be a teenager, and nobody really understood what it was. And it's been interesting to get to witness the impact that it has on our mental health. In some ways, for the good. Sorry, guys. I'm so sorry.
I see what you did there.
I know. I hate it. In some ways, for the good. In some ways, harmful. And I've had to really be intentional in the last few years about creating boundaries with social media. I think that it's so vital to remember, as it's a part of most people's daily lives, opening those apps and looking. I think it's so important to remember that that is not reality. I've gone through many seasons where it was honestly a struggle to open social media apps and not fall into the trap of comparison, or simply just sitting and scrolling and being like, whoa, there was an hour of my life I can't get back.
Right.
I think healthy boundaries, setting time apart where you get off of social media. I do 2 weeks off of social media all the time, simply for my mental health, and it's my favorite thing in the world.
Our guest this morning is Riley Clemmons. We're so thankful to spend time with her. We'll chat some more coming up right here on Z88.3.
Z88.3. Mercy me, even if. 8:21, Friday morning at last. We are Ellis and Tyler, and our guest this morning, who must be a morning person, as happy as she was by coming in here this morning, Riley Clemmons. You just seem like you're a morning person.
You're wrong. I hate to tell you that. I have an interesting relationship with the mornings. I'm working on it, but
okay.
I mean, I'm in a great mood. I'm in a good mood in the mornings. It's just about, waking up and getting my eyes open.
Right. And I'm sure if you had to wake up early every morning to do radio interviews, that would be a completely different story.
I would retrain myself. Okay. But right now I'm on tour schedule where it's like, 1 a.m., let's stay up and let's get all the adrenaline out of the body,
We're broadcasting live for a Christian music radio convention that is held here in Central Florida, and the Z loves being here in this community, having so many friends and people that you hear singing the songs on the Z, and our record labels and everyone just in town, and we love welcoming everyone. Last year, Riley was here at this time, and one of the highlights for me was you being able to hear Loved by You for the first time on the radio as you were sitting here with us and being able to celebrate that moment with you. Just amazing, though, to see this whole year what God has done with that song.
Yeah, it's been really beautiful. I think one of the most amazing parts about releasing music is watching it in all of the different iterations, starting in the writing room. When really, I mean, I remember walking into the session on the day we wrote the song and just saying, I just want people to know they're loved. Because it changed my life when I really started believing that the love of God is where I find my worth. The love of the Son is where I find my worth. That changed everything for me. And so that's the whole heart of the song Loved by You is the hope that people will listen to that and be reminded that their value doesn't come from how successful or beautiful or good of a whatnot they are. It's about the love of Jesus. Thank God. Thank God.
That is a reminder I think we all need. Here's Riley Clemmons now, Loved by You on Z88.3.
Z 88.3, 827, where Ellis and Tyler, along with Z 88.3 artist Riley Clemmons, Loved by You. Thank you for that message of that reminder of, there's so many times where because of our past decisions, because of what someone has told us, we can feel unloved.
Yeah, it's something that I definitely have struggled with in my life, is the feeling of not being enough, the feeling of not being loved or seen. And so I'm saying it because I mean it. It's changed my life to shift that perspective to what does the love of Jesus say about me? And who does it tell me I am?
Yes.
It tells me I'm loved and treasured and known, and with God. It's amazing. It's amazing.
Well, thank you for saying yes to the calling that God's put on your life to share that message with so many people. I know that for Central Florida, I can speak on behalf of Z88.3 listeners. We're grateful. And I understand you have new music that you are working on. You're excited that God's put on your heart.
Yes, man. The newest single I'm putting out is my favorite single I've ever released. It's definitely the most personal and the most vulnerable, but I felt very strongly that it's one that I wanted to share. And it takes me back to a pivotal moment in my walk with Jesus and my walk with my faith after walking through the loss of my Aunt Sharon to cancer a few years ago. And that experience really did teach me so much, taught me so much. But one of the main takeaways is the empathy of Jesus. Through the grief and heartbreak of walking through the loss of Aunt Sharon, I was reminded that Jesus, the glorified Son of God, is also Jesus, the man of sorrows, who's no stranger to suffering, heartbreak, and tears. And I take so much comfort in knowing that same Jesus who weeps at the tomb of Lazarus weeps with me and comes close to me in the midst of the things that break my heart and make me sad and the things that are full of grief. And I really, really believe that same Jesus does that for all of us and comes close in the middle of our heartbreak. And that's the heart of this song. And that's what I hope this song reminds people of.
The song is called Jesus Christ, and pretty sure you're going to be hearing it on the Z soon when it's released. And so we're grateful for your ministry. Thank you for sharing your heart, and thank you for being a friend to the radio station. You're always welcome to come back here, and we celebrate what God's doing in your life, and just know that we're praying for you.
Thank you so much. I love you guys.